So, how long have you been together playing Beatles Celebration?
Well, I've had the show for 10 years now,
10 years.
on and off, working, and we had a few different cast changes and lineups, but this cast now for about 3.5 years, maybe a little more.
3.5 years with this
group, yeah.
Lineup.
Yeah.
It's hard to find the right persons.
Yes, very. I run the show as a production show. I trained as an actor, so I run it as an acting show. So I cast people for the look and the ability. Obviously, they have to play a few instruments and have a look of the Beatles. But we now are in the position we have 3 teams. So it's took a while to get to that stage, but we can be in 3 places at once. So Beatles Celebration will be global.
You have 3 different teams playing
playing around the world.
And the same team always together, or you can mix?
No, we can mix. We can mix. What I tend to do is that the John and the George will always go, and the Paul and the Ringo will always go for rhythmic and guitar parts. And, but we rehearse for ages and say, right, this is so everybody can cover. And if somebody's ill or needs a vacation or something, you know, they can go and do it for them. Mostly we kind of all come together now. It seems to be this one.
What is the most important for you to play the music and give some fun to the audience, or to create an illusion for some people who wants to?
Both. I think it's 50-50. I think the image is everything, because everybody knows there are 2 guitars sticking out and John Lennon's little bit, and the way they stand, I think it's just now iconic of you. You see a picture, you know it's the Beatles, and that look. So I think that's a big part. Obviously the music it's got to be right. So I think it all works together. For me, I think there's no point doing the show in costume and in mannerism if you're not going to do it exact, because you know it's I just think it undersells what it was about, and if you're not going to do it right, well, just go on in your regular clothes and play the music anyway. Don't do it as a costume theatrical concert, you know, for me. So I think it all needs to come together and work 50-50. The music is so important, that has to be right, but that image, the look, the right guitars, and you know, the things like using lighting makes a big part of it. I mean, the bottom line of our show is we're here to entertain people, and you could be very purist, but I think it would be very boring and just go. So you need to put some modern technology into the show and make it work as well. And I think people say, well, why do you do that and have the moving lights and stuff? I think, well, have you not seen Paul McCartney? He's got everything you can possibly wish for. And I'm sure if the Beatles were still playing, they would have everything. Well, they would have everything first, because they could. But I think that it's a big part. I think it's got to be, it works hand in hand, so they're both as important as each other. For me, that's how.
Is it hard to find the right songs for the show, and do you change sometimes?
Sometimes we do, but I think the majority of people, they really want to hear the hits or the big songs. Then the problem we have is depending on which country we're in, because some songs are a lot bigger than others. We do some stuff from the Help album, and we do the song She's a Woman, and the other song The Night Before. Now in the movie, it's where they're driving around in the tank, and there's a cut scene when they're underground, and She's a Woman's playing on the radio, and The Night Before is when they're driving the tank, I think, or maybe vice versa. But we're in America, and when we went into The Night Before, everybody went crazy, because it was I think it was on an EP, and it was the big song off the EP, and it was like, you know, oh, okay, that's good. But you know, you go to other places, and it's Germany, all they want to hear is Yellow Submarine. That's it. You can just cut everything else. They just want to sing Yellow Submarine all night, and it's like, okay. So it's finding the right balance of the big hits and the songs that were hits. But you know, there's 270 songs to choose from, so we could only cram so much into 2 hours, so 2.5 hours.